Everybody back at the table. Sadly, I couldn't make it to the Carolina Cup, but I got Josh Riccio here, who's going to give us a little recap because I'm really curious. Crazy weather. How was the turnout for the first time in almost 1,000 days, according to SUP Racer Chris? A crazy surf race. The APP had their first go out, so to speak. So I'm really curious to hear from Josh how it all was and what did we miss, because the pictures were actually kind of cool that came out from there.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was definitely an awesome event. Like, it was super just nice to see everybody. You know how the SUP community is. We're all just like one big happy family. So it was really rad to see such a huge participation at an event again. Carolina Cup's always drawn huge numbers, and it was pretty reminiscent of the old days. So that felt awesome. We had some crazy weather. Like, it was, for the weekend in particular, just nautical. It was super heavy winds, weird cold front coming up from the south, but drawing nasty, like, northeast winds. It was kind of part nor'easter, part tropical storm-like conditions out there. So they had to, the Coast Guard there told them, you got to change the course for the graveyard. No one's going out in the ocean on Saturday. Went on an altered course.
Wow.
Had to fight a lot of wind on the course. We probably could have ran a clockwise direction on the course and made it way more fun. Like, where the exposed windy parts were, we should have been downwinding in those spots and upwinding in the more protected areas. For reasons unknown to me, they decided to run the opposite way.
Oh, shoot.
So we had some incredible, just fighting the wind on Saturday, but it still super, exciting racing and competitive.
Yeah.
We had the sprint race on Sunday that was put
That's
on
the
by
surf race, yeah?
by APP, and it was really cool that they were able to pull that off. There was kind of like a racers meeting before the event that was like, it was so nasty out there. Tristan Boxford, the organizer of that race, went to paddle out the buoys and set the course in the morning. That was supposed to be kind of like an M-shaped course. Paddles out on like a surf SUP with an anchor in his back, in a backpack on his back.
Wow,
and a big
that's
old
nuts.
big old buoy, and those ended up literally like pretty much as soon as he set one or got done setting the second one, the first one blew away. By the time he got back to the beach, I think the second one blew away, like just one out to sea, 1 miles down into the rocks of the jetty, and took a consensus of like, oh, do you guys still want to do this? And thankfully, we kind of pushed hard to do it in the surf because it was coming down on Sunday, and definitely just ended up being some of the most exciting surf racing I've done, in a long time, if not one of the best. So.
Yeah, it looked cool. Like the pictures that we saw, Instagram, Facebook, I reposted some really gnarly. What I was surprised, I was wondering is everybody on the beach was pretty bundled up, and then a lot of guys in the water were all just trunking it. So was the water still warm, or what was going on there? I was kind of like, whoa, what? How cold is it?
It was the water, thankfully, was still like high 60s, I would say.
Okay.
And so Casper was complaining that he was super hot because he was just in board shorts and stuff, and same with the polar bear, Christian.
For them, of course.
Anderson, yeah.
They're used to icebergs.
I was like, who has a wetsuit that I can borrow?
Totally.
The wind chill was gnarly because the wind was out of the north, and so it was definitely a cold wind. The wind was steady 20s, gusting up to 50s or more at times. So it was going through your layers of jackets and windbreakers and whatnot. So it was definitely a pretty weather influenced weekend, wet and wild and stuff. So, a lot of people I know on Saturday that the most reasoning I heard for people that didn't finish the races on Saturday was the weather, the cold. People were like, I was shaking. I was cramping up for how cold I was. I personally couldn't feel my hands from like the second half of the race.
It looked gnarly in the pictures and the video, definitely. And people were all there. April paddling in with all her gear on and stuff. I
Yeah.
saw that. Wow. So any word, any news that we need to know about it? I mean, like, are they going to put the Carolina Cup on again in spring, or is this going to be, what did they say? Are they going to change the rhythm, or are they going to keep the now with the fall?
No, they're definitely running the next event in 2022 in April.
Okay.
So it was just, hey, like, you know, we got to throw an event this year, and so I mean, yeah, we didn't get the best cooperating weather, but I'm really glad they still pulled it off.
Yeah.
So expect to see the Carolina Cup dates in April, kind of around the usual
April.
time, and then sounds like Tristan is still to confirm and stuff, but he was hoping to pair his sprint race event, the one we did on Sunday, with the April event. So it'd be graveyard race on Saturday for the for the pros and the elites, and then the sprint racing in through the surf on Sunday. So
anything they said about upcoming seasons, or did they make some sort of announcements there, or that stuff that was heard and being said that we don't know, that we weren't there?
No, I don't know. There wasn't any, like, you know, big claims for next year, other than they've already got, like, pretty much posted on their website. I was all over the website this weekend, you know, looking for, like, the heat draws and stuff. So I was coming across that stuff, and it looks like they're, you know, Tristan's looking to put together another tour, you know, for next year. This Carolina Cup event kind of served as like a qualifier for some of the up and comers that want to go after the tour for next year. So fingers crossed, you know, everything we'll see a lot more return to racing next year, and
that's good to hear.
And you know, we'll hopefully see it start with Carolina Cup in April.
Cool. So season start there. Well, cool. And lastly, what's going on with you? So you raced 2 races this year. We hear you might have some career change coming up. What's with you? What's new with you? And what do you want to tell us real quick, or our guys, where are we going to see you next year? Or
well,
what's your plans and ambitions?
Yeah, I mean, there's like kind of a big move pending for me. I'm hoping to join the Hawaii State Fire Department. So that will be cool. That will be a real
fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back. I've done all the testing I can do, did the interview and whatnot. Just they said literally like this week or so they're gonna get back with, you know, the like letters and stuff to go into academy. But you know, that partly why I chose that career. There's many reasons and stuff, like want to help people, work hard, work on a team, you know, kind of thing. But you know, that schedule, that work schedule is pretty conducive to doing what I like to do in the ocean and still come out to big events. So if I have it my way, I'll definitely be there for Carolina Cup. I'll definitely, you know, want to do the channel crossings.
Yes, channel crossings. We haven't had a channel crossing. I've been missing those. No M2Os.
Yeah, for sure. Same here. So that's you know, what I'm hoping to do is, you know, just kind of find something that's going to be, you know, more viable for, you know, kind of my long-term goals as cool. You know, hopefully a, you know, husband and, you know, family man and stuff maybe in the future. But
very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't plan on going anywhere. Like I live here in Maui where we have world-class downwinding conditions. So hopefully next year we'll see, you know, downwind month again in July, where we have maybe a few events.
We were supposed to have that this October. We were gonna have it.
Yes.
And then they had to cancel this yet again due to COVID. And I was really looking forward. It was like finally some SUP coming back to Maui and bring the community in and do some paddling. Well, very cool. Thank you so much, Josh. Awesome update. Fingers crossed for everything. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yes, sir.